Yeah, what's going on? So here's the thing. Have y'all seen the news of people who have been stealing dogs?
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.
Like, I get if you out here and you got a nice chain on, you know what I'm saying? You got some bling on and it's all shiny and it's like, yo, let me go snatch this guy's chain. Hey, listen, man, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the Bronx, right? I don't wear jewelry and there's a reason why I don't wear jewelry. As far as I was concerned, wearing jewelry would make you a target. You know what I'm saying? In the street, it attracts attention to you. And I mean, that's the reason people wear jewelry. But if you come from where I come from, wearing jewelry, it's not good. It's not, I mean, it's nice or whatever, but it could be a detriment to your health. So I get somebody trying to steal your chains or whatever. I'm not saying it's cool, but I get that. But for someone to try to steal a pet is a sentient being, right? It lives with you. It has its patterns. It loves you. It's got a relationship with you. I mean, it's a life. It's not like a chain. It's not a piece of property. It's a living sentient being that becomes connected to their owners, loves their owners. And there are people out here who somehow in their brains think that it's okay to steal someone's dog. That just doesn't make any sense. It's a sentient being. So like this dog is going to know that it was taken away from its owner. It's going to know that it's somewhere different. It's going to be scared. It's going to go through that emotional. It's not like a chain. You snatch a chain, whatever. It's the item, whatever. It can be replaced. But a pet, especially a dog. I mean, I don't want to crap on cats. You know what I'm saying? But first of all, cats ain't out the way dogs are, right? And I mean, the likelihood of somebody stealing your cat is not the same. Out here, they're snatching people's dogs. I'm talking New York City. So it's it just doesn't make sense to me. Like you have to be a really cruel and evil person to take a dog. And like the reason that they do it, right? So like for instance, I have a very small Pomeranian. She's like 5 pounds. She's the cutest thing you'll ever see. And when I walk her, everyone from the smallest child to the biggest, baddest looking dude loses their mind when they see my dog. I mean, I get stopped and approached so much. She's a super cute dog. You know what I'm saying? She's really, really cute and she's friendly and she's sweet. People think that they could take this dog and breed her. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll think like, we're going to give her to someone as a gift or whatever. But I think the majority of the people who are stealing dogs or committing this type of behavior is because they think that they could take this tiny little cute pom, reproduce it, and make a profit. And that is, I mean, that in itself, it's evil. I mean, it's disgusting. I won't even say what should happen to people who do stuff like that, right? But first, look, my dog is fixed, right? We had her spayed when we got her for her health and safety, right? Now, some idiot in the street who's out here stealing dogs isn't gonna say, "Hey, man, is your dog spayed?" or whatever. They're just gonna try to take the dog. Now, imagine they steal your damn dog, thinking that they could take this dog and breed it so that they can make money with their greedy selves, and then they find out that dog can't be bred because the dog is fixed. They might discard the dog. Maybe they'll sell the dog to someone else or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like it's just disgusting. It's really messed up. It's really wrong. I don't understand. I can't fathom the thought. I got to take a deep breath, y'all, because it leaves me. It overwhelms my mind to think that someone could take my dog. You know what I'm saying? It's if you're going to take my dog from me, you have to ask yourself, are you prepared to catch a murder charge? Because if you want this dog, you have to drop me. I cannot be conscious. You're just not getting the dog. And I think most of the people who do it when people aren't aware, or they're, like I remember there was some story. I can't remember the borough. I think it was in Brooklyn, but somebody kind of hopped out of a car when the owner was putting his dog into the house, snatched the dog and dipped. Now, I can't, I don't know how else people would do it. I read another story about somebody trying to snatch a dog from someone's yard or whatever. I'm always with my dog when I walk her, or my wife is with her. And these days, my wife was actually assaulted once while she was walking my dog. She was attacked by some mentally disturbed individual, and he bruised her up and bumped her up. And by the time I got there, he was gone. So lately, I don't let her walk the dog alone. I always keep her company to protect her. There are occasions where she goes by herself, and I'm always very scared. Now, my wife started training jujitsu after she was attacked. So she has been training, but I'll tell you this, even me with pretty decent background in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, when I am holding my dog or walking my dog, I'm not going to be as efficient. I got to protect my dog. I have to keep her safe. So you're not going to be able to handle things the same way. So it's a tough situation. But for someone to think, I can't, I just can't, I can't fathom it, guys. I can't see it. How a person could come over and think that they're going to take your dog. Like you straight up, I have to be unconscious for you to get my dog. And for you to get me unconscious, it's not going to be an easy feat. And I mean, it just makes me sick, guys. It makes me sick that people have been doing that. I just, I don't know. You know what? It just reminds me. When I was a kid, we had this pit bull. She was beautiful. Now she wasn't my dog. She was like my friend's dog. She was a beautiful pit. Her name was Munchie. The cutest tiny pit. She was like a small pit, like one of the smaller ones. Somebody stole Munchie. Somebody actually went into the yard because she was in the, we he was the super of the building in 163rd Street over here in the Bronx. He was the super. So he had a couple of pits down there. And Munchie, he got her when she was little, and we raised her, all the friends, his kids, friends, all of us, we raised this beautiful little pit, sweetest dog. And somebody went in, and I don't know if they went in the back or how they did it, but they actually stole Munchie. Now, as I'm talking, I just remembered this about Munchie. People do it, but again, it goes to reinforce the statement I made about it happening from a backyard or some place where the individual isn't present. I heard one story that they took it from the old man when he kind of turned his back and he was putting up one of the dogs, but I haven't I haven't heard any stories of somebody being assaulted and beat down and the dog being taken from them. I guess the greatest thing that we could do to prevent this thing is to be aware. If you're in a area that's high risk, like I'm in New York City, right? So we're at high risk for everything, right? Anything can happen here. I had a person murdered around the corner on New Year's Day. I mean, it's like that in New York City. At any point in time, things can go sideways. So if you're in an area like that, you have to be aware, walk in places that are lit. If you see a car creeping up, move away, make it more difficult. And criminals will generally try to get a target who's unaware. So like the typical survival tactics that you would employ to survive in the streets, walking to the train, whatever, that same kind of logic would apply when walking your dog, but at an elevated level. Like, so if somebody comes next to me because they see my dog and they come next to me all the time, when they see, I'm telling y'all, listen. If you're listening to this, it's at Peppa La Pound. That's my dog's Instagram and TikTok. At Peppa, like Peppa Pig, La Pound. Y'all can see I'm not bullcrapping here. She's the cutest dog, and her size doesn't come across in the pictures. So if you saw her size, then I'm telling you, you'd lose it. So people approach us all the time. They come up to us, and when somebody gets close, I kind of read the situation. I've had people jump out of cars. I straight up had somebody stop the car in the middle of the road, jump out, run over. Oh my God, I got to pet your dog. So people are always trying to pet her and come close to her. I'm fairly calm and aware. I'm always aware. So like I'm calm, but at the same time, I'm ready to jump on you and drop you on the floor and choke you out if you try something stupid. You know what I'm saying? So like I walk with that knowledge. I mean, which is pretty much the New York City way of life anyway, right? We're always like we're just chilling, we're living a normal life, but you're always on that at that moment's notice, boom, you could snap into it and handle your business. And I am very, very careful when I walk her. I'm aware. I look around. And I'm a fairly decent sized male. I have a lot of training in martial arts and stuff. And even with that, I am not taking for granted that there's always a risk and a danger that somebody could creep up and knock me in the back of the head or just try to snatch her. I keep her close all the time. It is unfortunate that we even have to talk about a discussion like this. And it's really messed up because our pets are like our children, right? My dog, that is my daughter. I mean, that's my daughter. And I tell you guys, I got to take another deep breath because the thought of someone taking this dog, I would not rest. I would not rest until I got my dog back. And I can't even say what, let's not even explore that any further, right? Um, so listen, we, you're out there, you're all dog owners or pet owners, or I mean, just people in general, just be careful, be aware. Awareness is the greatest thing to prevent somebody getting over on you or harming you or taking something from you. Like, listen, if you want to take my beats or my headphones and you snatch them from me, I'm not gonna die on that hill. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna die on that hill. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's. In fact, I'm returning a couple of really expensive headphones right now because I don't feel comfortable walking around with them. I feel like I'm a target. It's like I mentioned in the beginning with the chains and jewelry and stuff. Like I don't want to be a target. So the Beats, it's hard to masquerade them to look like cheap ones. And I have these Bose pair that I was trying out. Nice headphones, but I don't want to walk around with a target. I'm keeping the cheapies. I'm keeping the cheap ones, the JBL, $60. You know what? If I get jacked for those, whatever. I don't care. It's not that big a deal. Whereas a $350 one, I don't want to get jacked for. You know what? My dog, I don't want to get jacked for. If somebody were to try to take my dog, I'm telling you, I have to be unconscious in order for you to get that dog. So, friends, everybody be careful out there. So, um, thank y'all for listening. Be careful with your pets. I know it's just a messed up thing to even have to talk about, to have to sit here and discuss how to protect somebody stealing your dog. I mean, it's overwhelming, y'all. Like fighting back rage and tears just at the thought of it. I can't fathom that. So hopefully none of us ever have to go through anything like that, but it is happening out there. So please be careful. Keep your pets close. Keep them in the house. Don't assume they're safe in the yard. Don't assume they're safe being left unattended. So again, I appreciate y'all listening. Take care, everybody. Peace.
You are listening to the NYC Talking podcast. www.nyctalking.com. Please like NYC Talking on Facebook. Please follow Angel R Talk on Twitter and Instagram. We are NYC Talking, the realest lifestyle blog ever. Thanks for listening.